Hello members, Charlie here, just to give you a bit of a brief update on the course and what's been happening and how we've been managing to keep the course in some sort of playable condition during this pretty ordinary spell of weather we've had. Lots of rain, lots of cloudy days, and not much sunlight. So just to give you a bit of a rationale behind when we close the course and when we allow carts and when we allow carts on paths, as well as the normal 90-degree rule. With all the wet weather, and particularly when it's in winter, we don't get a lot of evaporation, or water tends to be pretty slow to move out of the profile of the soil, so it stays wet for longer and the conditions are quite soft. So we endeavour to keep the carts on the paths to try and protect the turf. There has been some thought that maybe some holes might be drier, in which case we could release carts to be 90 degrees on these holes. Unfortunately, the golf course is pretty much all the same soil consistency, and when one hole's wet, and particularly around this time of year, all the holes are wet. So unfortunately we don't have that luxury of having a dry part of the course. It's either coming out of a spring, like on 15, which runs down across 14 and 4, or it's just generally wet where it's flat, such as on the flats at 18, 1 and 8, etc. And one thing to note as we sort of go through winter and hope for finer and drier weather is that just to remind everyone about course care. There's a lot more divots around at this time with the soft conditions. So if everyone could just be mindful of that and always take their sand with them when they're walking out to their shot, if their cart is parked on the path. And also with the softer conditions, greens tend to be a little bit softer, so please always attend to the ball marks and look to repair yours and one other, and we'll try and keep the greens as smooth and puttable as possible. I think that's it for this little brief note, so we'll hope for better weather going forward, and happy golfing.